Who keeps ranking Missouri? Last night was a very important part of American history as the first college football playoff rankings for 12-team playoffs for college football have been announced. So we need to go over them. Colorado is a top 20 team still in the hunt. Oregon is at the top of the pack. Texas is out there lingering in the top 5 area, and Alabama is still squarely in the hunt. There's a lot of storylines to talk about. We're also going to talk about the CFP ranking and how that relates to it, like we usually do every week. We're gonna read y'all's comments, but I asked y'all about the college football poll and I asked y'all about the college football playoff poll, so we're gonna get y'all's comments on those. Check that out, give my opinion on how I feel, and then just go from there. I hope everybody's enjoying and having a great, phenomenal day. I know this is going to be a very divisive day, going over something that's so important to the gosh dang world of college football, but man, if we could just come together as a united nation under college football, I'm telling you, everything's just gonna be a little bit better. So I appreciate y'all. Please leave a like on this video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, man. If you enjoy college football content, subscribe, do all the fun stuff, jump up and down, and we will get into it. All right, first things first, here it is. Here's the CFP rankings. We're also going to talk about the CFB top 25 poll. I'm also going to give you my top 25 or top 10 right off the back. Like I said, Oregon coming in strong. Number 2 is OSU with the best loss on the season. So I guess there you go. UJ, of course, lost to Alabama. That loss is looking worse and worse. Miami at number 4, flawless, but has struggled with some ACC competition. Texas got embarrassed by Georgia in their own goddamn stadium. So sitting frankly and nicely and squeakily at number 5. Number 6 for old Penn State, a good loss, I guess, to old Oregon State. Tennessee, one of the best defenses in the nation. I mean, Lord have mercy. Indiana, number 8, undefeated, stay smooth. Looked a little dicey there for the Big Sig, but he got it done. The Cougs at number 9, undefeated. Looks like they're going to take over the Big 12. That goddamn fighting Irish always find a way to just be sniffing around the playoffs. So here they are again. Alabama at number 11. That goddamn Boise State, Ashton Genty's at a smooth 12. And speaking of smooth, there go them ponies out there in Dallas right above them Aggies. You got LSU out there at number 15. They both have some interesting losses, and I think they're both good teams. That's the weird thing about both of these teams. This is usually I like taking steam and piles on the Aggies team because they're usually not good teams or not good coach teams. This is actually the opposite with Texas A&M team. This is a team, as a Texas fan, that scares me. This is a good squad. Condolences to my man Miller, not Miller Moss, but my man Moss. I know he's out. The dude's a dog. It would have been a completely different game if he played against Texas. So give all respect. That kid can tote the rock. It's going to be interesting to see how they can finish the season out there. But, LSU doing what they're doing. Ole Miss struggled, but then put up 53 against a team. Iowa State, man, them Red Raiders handled Iowa State, but they're still seemingly in the hunt, especially for the Big 12. Pitt at number 18, K-State right above Colorado at 19 and 20. That is going to, the Big 12 is going to be a bloodbath. I think we can all just put that out. I hope the SEC becomes a bloodbath too, besides Texas, please. Because I think that's going to be super, super interesting. Wazoo, Louisville, Clem, Missouri. Who keeps ranking Missouri? Oh my God! Please stop. No more. Army needs to be. Whoa. Please, Jesus. Please. So that's the CFP ranking. Let's look at the regular AP ranking. Pretty similar, except Georgia is at number 2. You got Ohio State at number 3. Miami at 4. Texas, of course, at 5. Penn State way too high at number 6. Tennessee at 7. Indiana, all right. That's pretty lined up. 9, 10, 11. Yep. 12, 13, 14. Oh, Texas A&M, LSU swap. Ole Miss, Iowa State. Pitt is way down here at 23. Obviously, this is for how the stipulations and how they can get into the playoffs. So that's why I was expecting a lot more drasticness besides this right here, besides the 1 and 2 seed. But hey, there it is. And the thing is, Ohio State. That's what I'm saying. Ohio State can't be the way that the bracket is. Do I have the bracket in here too? Because the way that the bracket is going to look like, it's not going to look like that because they've got to be, what's it called, champions. Do I have the bracket? I don't have the bracket. We can pull a bracket up another time. But regardless. Oh, here it is right here. Okay, just magically appeared. Okay, so this is what the bracket would look like. So even though Ohio State is ranked 2, they will be at 5th, and they'll go against Boise State if it's ranked the way it is right now. Continuing off, 19 for Clem. Ugh. 21 for Colorado, pretty consistent there. Wazoo at 20. K-State, while they're ranked above K-State, I don't know how I feel about that. Even though K-State did let an inferior team come in and shock you. I mean, Houston is fucking dog water. Pitt, Vandy. Hey, why is Vandy not in the? Man, take Mizzou out and put Vandy in the goddamn CFP ranking, man. That's ridiculous. If you want to know something, let's see what the people feel about CFP, and then again, we're gonna go into my top 10. Oh, gave you a peek at it, and then we're also gonna take a look at. Let's take a look at this first. I want to see some of the big moves. Indiana moves up big. They got a big game against Michigan. Notre Dame actually moves back after winning. Interesting. Alabama moves up. Boise State is on the hunt. Smooth. Hey, these ponies have been slowly creeping up now. Slowly creeping up. Army gets a little more shine. Texas gets demoted. I know we go up one. And then Miami goes up. What's it called? There we go. Cool. My top 10 teams. Number 1, Oregon. Number 2, Miami. Number 3, Georgia. Number 4, Ohio State. Number 5, Hook 'em. Number 6, Indiana. Them Siggy boys. Number 7, the Cougs. Penn State. Number 8, Boise State at number 9. And the University of 10 at number 10. Argue against the wall or get in the comments and tell me who's your top 10 teams in the nation, because I would like to see. I want to know that opinion. Let's get into how y'all feel about the top 25. Here we go. My man, Indiana and Miami should be ranked over Ohio State and Georgia until they lose, especially Indiana, because the media is obsessed with the Big Ten until it comes to Indiana. And this is, I think he was fair when we were talking about the other video about putting Indiana above, because the idea is that Indiana's not going to win the Big Ten championship. I think like that's just not on the table. So you're thinking a one loss. What would be that's disgusting. What would be a really good one loss in the Big Ten championship? Ideally, Indiana probably is going to roll out pretty good. Miami is 2. Penn State shouldn't be out of the top. Oh, you say Miami should be number 2. And this is my second week. Miami fans, y'all better not ever call me a hater, because this is my second week saying Miami deserves respect for being undefeated. And you can see in my top 10 that I gave them respect for being undefeated at number 2. So that's something that I agree with. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give them a like in the comment. But yeah, Georgia's clearly not the number 2 team in the country, and it's because of Carson Beck. And at first I was putting it on the offense in totality. Like those wide receivers, just they're not the level of explosivity that we've seen from Georgia in past. And they had an issue with that last year too. So they don't have the explosiveness when it comes to the edge players that I think for on the offensive side. On the defensive side, holy Christmas, got some dogs. But and I think that's where it ends and begins. This is reminding me of old Georgia teams back in like the 2012, 2010s or whatever, where defense is just stout. NFL players everywhere, dogs, wow. And the offense is just shaking their head and scratching their head like, what is happening on? Like, I don't know. And I know you're talking about Todd Gurley and Sony Michel and Nick Chubb. I know. Great running attacks. Everything else, you know what I mean? Like, you feel me? Carolina got slept on by this poll. The thing about South Carolina is that they are so up to the point. Like the losses that they had early, I really think just put them in a really bad position to be able to finish out the rest of the season. What are they, 6-3 or something? Like it's not, or either 2 or 3 losses in the SEC, in which they have a few more heavy hitters to do so. I don't know. Maybe we get to the end of the year and they're still. Thank you. Why is Missouri ranked? Maybe we get to the end of the year in South Carolina. It makes a little more sense. Switch Louisville and Colorado. The Cards actually beat someone. Hey man, if we consider Clemson someone, I guess so. Army always has weird ass runs. They'll be good as F for 3 to 4 years, and they'll be back to 500 away wars. Don't be hating on them. These teams wouldn't be top 10 if they played in the SEC. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. That's interesting. The SEC don't look like the best this year either. I love all the SEC elitism, but it is what it is. My man's CPF 2022, his top 10 is, or top, I'm just doing top 10. Oregon, Ohio State, Miami for staying undefeated. Thank you. Georgia stays top 5 because of Texas win. Indiana over Texas. All right, we're out of here, dog. Let's talk about the playoffs. Indiana over Texas. Ugh. Tell you what, since Washington State's only loss was to Boise State, I think one can argue Boise is one. It's more of a threat than some would believe. Wazoo, I think this is the most important thing. This is probably the best takeaway, because my thing is when we're talking about, again, this is about odds, about lethality, about what can happen. What can happen is Mizzou can shock some people, right? I said, did I say Mizzou? I mean, Wazoo can shock some people. Interesting. Notre Dame at 7 is ridiculous, but that independent bias, man, being independent hurts them in the fact that, hey, they're never going to get a first round bye in this setup, but it also helps them in the fact that they're probably always going to make the college football playoff because they can just pick and choose their schedule, put some decent, hey, give Notre Dame respect. They usually start and usually have a few big dog games. The rest of their schedule is just the ACCB team, but the big games they do schedule, so we'll give them credit. Notre Dame and PSU at 9 is crazy. Penn State was just 3. I don't want to. 2 lost Alabama at 12. I'm a Buckeyes fan, and I even agree PSU got shafted. They lost a close game at home, and y'all have Indy above them. I don't know, man. Maybe I just don't respect Penn State enough. I think Penn State's too high in this. But again, when prediction-wise, I think, like I talk about every single time with Penn State is going to eke their way into the college football playoff no matter what. Just stamp that ticket. They're talented enough to get it done in there. I'm not sure what they can get done when they get there, though. So that's interesting. But yeah, man, we've been yapping for a while. College football top 25 is wrong. The playoffs are wrong. Y'all get down in the comments. Tell me how it should be fixed and what it is. Thank y'all for watching this video. Please be phenomenal. Be great. Be elite. Be electric. Like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, subscribe, do all that fun jive, and we'll see you next time.